Our first station is called the Bug Suckers, Anatomy of an Insect. Your materials for this station will be a plastic bottle that has a hole drilled in the bottom. The cap will also have a hole drilled in the top. 2 small pieces of tubing, a small piece of webbing, a small rubber band. You'll have some tape, markers, Bug Suckers stickers, and then there are 2 games as additional activities to go along with that. So with your Bug Suckers, you're going to do 2 things. First is try to get your tube through that hole in the lid, and it can take a little oomph. Here's where your parents kind of come into play. Some holes are drilled a little bit bigger than others. And we want a nice tight fit so it makes a nice seal. So there we go. So we're going to pull that up. That is our mouthpiece. On the end of your mouthpiece, your small piece of screening, you're going to fold it so that it covers the mouthpiece and then rubber band that into place. That prevents any accidental bug sucking all the way through. Band that on. So it looks like that. So you have your tube through your cap. You have your webbing on the inside so that we don't have any accidental bug sucking. On the bottom is the hole, and it could be on the bottom or the side depending on where it got drilled. And then I like to put a little piece of tape on the outside edge so that it doesn't slide up and down too much. Again, it's meant to have a nice tight seal because we want to get that sucking action in there. Put your cap on. There's the first part. They can get a sticker. To stick on there because you want to make sure that they have a place for their name. You'll have some permanent markers in your station. And if they want to put some decorations on it, you can put little ants marching along. Remind them that insects have 6 legs, 2 antennae, 3 body segments. Then they're off for their adventure. Hold it in, and they can find a bug and try to suck it up. You have a small opening, so you're not going to be sucking up large bugs, mostly small bugs. If the cap is a little loose, you could add a little piece of tape around the top as well. Excuse me. Just again to hold that in place. And they're off. So there's your little bug sucker, ready to go. If they get tired of walking around trying to suck up some bugs, there are 2 games that you can play at this station as well. Each kit will have a set of cards. They can decide, is it an insect or is it not an insect? So you set up 2 columns. There's a little reminder sheet of what makes an insect. So 6 legs, 3 body segments, and 2 antennae. And a deck of cards that you can pass out and have them come up and sort them. Kids love to sort things. We don't think too much about it as adults, but kids love to bring it up and try to decide which category it's going to belong to. So for example, here's a paper wasp. They can see it's got its 2 antennae. It's got 3 clear body segments, 6 legs, so we would have an insect, and it would sit there. Versus a centipede. Centipede is actually not considered an insect. It has more than 6 legs. It has additional ones. It does not have 3 firm body segments. It is in the arthropod family, but is not in the insect family. So it goes to not an insect. Same thing with a scorpion. A scorpion is actually an arachnid. It's in the same family as spiders. So not an insect. Praying mantis would be. And they can go in and through that. So you have a very large deck of cards that you can go through that they can have fun going around the circle to decide whether it is or it isn't an insect. Some things that we think about as being an insect, such as a millipede, again, not technically an insect. Talk about why isn't it? What's it missing? What does it have too many of? The segments, things like that. So you can have a nice discussion with them about how to decide whether something is or isn't something. The other game that you have is life cycle of an insect, which has a nice big sheet to go with it, where it talks about what are the 4 stages: the egg, larva, pupa, and adult. And then you have different ones that you can look at. So here's an ant. There's an adult ant. There's its larval stage, pupa stage, and egg stage. So you have ant, bee, ladybug, and butterfly that you can go through with them. Again, take your time when going through the station. They'll have fun going out and searching for some bugs. If they get bugs into their tube, you can take a look. Remind them that we want to make sure that our bugs can get released back in, so they may have, if they tape their top, they may have to take the tape off to release the bugs back into the wild. Nobody gets to take their bugs home. Please make that clear. That bugs have to stay at the park wherever you're at, so they need to be released before they leave your station. But they're welcome to go around your station, suck up a few bugs, come back, take a look at them. Again, a great introduction to then the card game about is it an insect or not, because they may suck up a small spider. Is it an insect or not an insect type thing. So use that as a leap off for some great discussion about how we classify these animals.